Hey, welcome to Vortex Garage, and today, just a simple video. We're going to show you the steps to do a proper oil change on this 2018 Honda CRV with the 1.5 liter engine. Let's go ahead and get it up on the lift. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use our lift to get the car in the air, but if you've got a jack and jack stands, you can certainly do that. Just make sure you're safe. Make sure you're using good quality jack stands. All right, and even if you're using a lift, make sure you lift safely. Follow the manufacturer's recommendation for lift points, and make sure you have some secure stands underneath. All right, so first thing we need to do to replace our oil on our CRV is we need to remove this panel right here, and we can use a larger Phillips head screwdriver. So there's some screws that you need to take off first with this large Phillips head. There's one right here in the back. And all you got to do is just sort of remember where these go. It's pretty simple though, because the threaded ones go there, and then there's two right here. So we can go ahead and take these off first. All right. And then we're going to take a flat blade screwdriver, and if you can bring the camera and take a look at this one over here. All you do with these is turn them, loosen them 90 degrees. Like that, and then they'll come right out. And these are just little clips that twist in. When you go to put them back in, all you got to do is line them up and twist them closed. So we're just going to go around, take all these out. And if you're cool, you can be like me and use your hair to support it. Just make sure you use some really tough gel. All right, so this slides back and then down. And you can shake all the dirt out of it. And this is the panel. And then you can take a look with the camera on what you see when this is removed. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and take off our drain plug. And one thing you're going to want to do to kind of help it out is up top, you have your hood popped, and go ahead and open up your engine oil fill, and that'll just kind of allow more air to flow through and let it drain out more. So you can kind of see here we've written 30 pound-feet. This is me being like my grandfather and writing things on everything so I remember. And actually it's pretty handy because this has a crush gasket, which we're going to replace, and we'll show you those, and we'll put a link on where to get them. But you need to replace it every time, and the 30 pound-feet is an accurate measure to crush the crush gasket and assure that there's no leaks. And if you look here, there's 0 leaks, and that's what you want. All right, so we're just going to use a 17mm socket, and we're going to go ahead and remove this. And well, let's make sure our drain pan is in the right spot so we don't make a mess. Of course. You got to drop it and make a huge mess when you're on video. So, and where's our crush gasket? Because that probably fell into the drain pan. Yep. Look, here it is. So, all right, so the oil filter's at the front, and it's nice and easy to get to. And as you can see, I've written on that as well. So now I know when it was done. My hands are a little oily, but it should be hand tight. There we go. Okay, let's line up our drain pan to catch some of that too. I'll let that drain. So honestly, you probably have like 1,500 miles on this oil. But our goal here is to reset the maintenance minder fully, and we'll have fresh oil. And with these 1.5s, it doesn't hurt to have more oil changes done due to the possibility of fuel dilution, which I haven't really noticed too much on this one, fortunately. But it is something that you always kind of bear in mind. All right, as this drains, we're going to come through with a nice clean lint-free rag, and we're just going to clean off our pan there. One thing that you want to look for, I know it's silly stuff, but if you're new to oil changes, you just want to make sure that the gasket from the oil filter stayed on the oil filter and didn't get stuck up there. It doesn't really happen very much, but the one time that it does happen, and you put a double seal up there or double O-ring or something like that, you're going to realize it when you have a big leak. Okay, let's go ahead and get our new oil filter. So here is our new oil filter. Here's a Honda part number 15400 PLM A02. And let's see if there's a shorter part number on the actual filter. It says A80482. All right, so we're just going to put a little bit of oil on our seal, and then we'll go ahead and thread this on. Let's come up, thread our filter on. Okay, once it stops, what I like to do is go, this one you can actually go a little bit more, but it went about a whole nother turn and then it stops and seals up. And you just want to do it hand tight. You don't need to put a wrench on it and ratchet the thing down and make it hard. Unless you know someone's going to be changing it later and you really don't like that person. But you will have zero leaks. Just do it hand tight. Let the O-ring do its work. All right, we've got our drain plug. Made sure the threads look good and we cleaned it off. And then we've got some new Crush Gaskets. You can get these direct from Honda, or there's plenty of sources where you can buy new ones. Now these go on here. And as you're torquing this down to specification, this Crush Gasket does exactly what it says. It's a soft material. It will actually kind of crush against the pan and the bolt, and it will actually seal it. And these are one time. They crush once, and that's it. So that's why you replace them every time. So let's go back over here. Looks like we're just about done. Let me grab my rag. Just about done draining out. So we can put this in. We'll just do it hand tight for now. Just get it started. Clean that drip. All right, we've got our 3/8 torque wrench, and based on what I've written on the oil pan, we're setting that to 30 pound-feet. And then we're going to go ahead and tighten it till it clicks. And you can feel the Crush Gasket do its thing. So I don't know if you saw that, but as I was tightening it, all of a sudden it got a little looser and then it tightened up again. That was that Crush Gasket caving in and doing its thing. So we're at our 30 pound-feet. And wow, I made a mess. Let me clean my mess off. I like to keep it clean. This might be the single messiest one of these I've done so far, probably because I had the camera going this time. That's how it works. All right, so we haven't filled the oil up yet, but we've got our drain plug on with the new Crush Gasket. We've got our new oil filter. Everything's tight. We're going to go ahead and reinstall this belly pan. So that's going to slide up here. It's pretty easy to see how it goes. And then we're just going to take one of the threaded ones and get it started. Okay, and that'll just sort of hold it up. And then we'll just come in with these, kind of get this aligned just right. And then we'll be able to push these in. They only go in one way, and then tighten them the 90 degrees to the right. Go. All right, now we've got our belly pan reinstalled, so everything underneath is all set. We're ready to go up top and go ahead and fill the oil up. All right, we'll put in what the vehicle manufacturer recommends. We're going to do 0W20 synthetic, 3.7 quarts with an oil filter change. I think we might have showed you this earlier. I don't know if we did, but if not, we like to use these. It makes things a little simple. We'll put a funnel in there, and then we can measure 1 quart at a time. We'll do 3 quarts with this sort of paint measuring cup that we use just for oil. And we've got marked on here, CRV 3.7. And we've got a 0.7 quart mark here. It's just above 22 ounces. So we've got that marked off. So we'll do 3 full 32 ounce quarts, and then we'll do the 0.7. And we'll be perfect. This will be 1 quart. Of course, nice clean funnel. And 0.7 quarts. All right, we'll let that drain out. So a couple notes, always use a nice clean funnel. We have a funnel we use for new oil. And this, what we're gonna do, we have a lid for this. We're gonna put the lid on it and we keep it on the shelf. And we actually use it also for another car, a Ford Escape that we do oil changes on periodically that needs 4.39 quarts. We've got a mark for that. And as you can see, it seems kind of silly to measure out, but it actually goes really fast. So you just pour in a quart at a time, and then when you get to your last bit, you pour it in, 0 guesswork. So we'll let that drain out, and we'll put our cap on, and we're good to go. Of course, you can check the oil. It'll appear high because we haven't started it to run it through the oil filter yet. So we'll go ahead and start it. So if we go home, we go to settings, vehicle, meter setup, that might be it. Maintenance info. Tire, so we need to do an engine oil, a tire rotation, and the all-wheel drive oil. So we've taken care of all of those items. Select reset items. All do items. Would you like to reset? Yes, I would like to do that. Maintenance information has been reset. All right, so after letting our engine run for a little bit, we've shut it off for a little bit and let the oil drain back down into the pan. We're gonna go ahead and check it, so we'll pull it out, wipe the dipstick. And we'll put it all the way back in. And when we look at it, with these 2 dots being within our operating range, we're right at the upper end of our operating range. Perfect with our 3.7 quarts, and there's no leaks or anything. So our job is all done. All right, so that's it with our oil change on this 1.5 liter turbo engine in our 2018 CRV. Like I said, nice and simple. And if you want to see more videos like this, definitely check us out here on Vortex Garage.